Gonna do a little impression of you. Oh no, I don't know if my PC can run some of the most fun games around. Oh, it can barely open Excel. Oh, it doesn't give me great gaming goodness. Well, stop it. Fear not, because any PC can run some pretty great games. And I'm gonna tell you which ones, but first, how about a little top tip to make your PC run any of these great games? Because you can just play them regardless of your PC's capabilities using cloud gaming. Yeah, all you need is a decent internet connection and you could just sail straight through some of the best experiences in gaming. You could even connect a controller to your PC via Bluetooth or with a cable and play them on there. It is just that easy. But in case your internet is a bit on the laggy side or your housemates are absolute bandwidth hogs and you actually want some games to download, well, here are some that run pretty nicely on most PCs with another little tip right at the end of the video to help you pick which ones to play. This video was brought to you by Fortnite. Considering it only just arrived in 2024, 9 Souls will actually run pretty nicely on just about anything. Thanks to its hand-drawn visuals and eerie Towpunk world, this 2D Metroidvania looks absolutely tremendous without requiring a ton of graphical horsepower. It might not all be quite as fluid as it would be on a higher-end PC or on an Xbox Series X, where you can actually slice and dice your foes in pristine 4K, but you'll still get to enjoy the game's intense Souls-like combat, challenging boss fights, and acrobatic platforming. And if you feel like the game's hero Yi is kind of giving your computer some dirty looks, then don't worry, he's probably just being catty. Get it? He's a cat. While 9 Souls is brand spanking new, Fallout 3 is a great option because it came out all the way back in 2008. And also because it's basically one of the greatest games ever made, I guess. Yeah, fair to say. For the uninitiated, Bethesda's award-winning action RPG drops you into a dystopian world version of the US, 200 years after a nuclear war. Emerging into the wasteland from the safety of your vault, you'll find it's a pretty wild world out there, full of sinister creatures and very strange customers. And you kind of get to decide exactly how you want to navigate it. The scale of Fallout 3's world and huge range of ways you can twist its story based on the decisions you make is still massively impressive all these years later, and somehow it all fits into just 7 gigabytes of hard disk space. Pretty impressive. But here's one that offers a bit more of a stress-free experience of both you and your PC, Stardew Valley. It can get stressful later on, but we'll worry about that later. You get to inherit your grandfather's farm and try to get the place back into shape while also getting to know the locals, exploring a few caves and just kind of doing whatever else you feel like in this laid-back farming sim. Now, the possibilities are endless and they're all pretty delightful, plus free updates keep on adding neat new things like co-op play, new farm types, the lot. Stardew Valley is the perfect game to soothe your soul, and thanks to its gentle pace and adorable old-fashioned 16-bit visuals, you could probably run it on your grandfather's old PC as well. But what if you feel like your soul actually feels pretty soothed already and could actually use some serious unsoothing? Well, how about you take yourself down to the darkest dungeon, my masochistic friend? Because with its 2D visuals and turn-based gameplay, this medieval RPG only needs a basic graphics card and a couple of gigabytes of RAM, so it's not going to put too much strain on your hardware. Sadly, the same can't really be said for your party members, who can snap in all sorts of intriguing ways if you let them encounter too many horrors down in the dungeons. It does make for a really satisfying game of risk and reward though, as you try and snag as much treasure as possible before your fellow adventurers have completely lost it. Not the treasure, their minds. Card-based games are another great way to go if you're not really playing with the strongest hand hardware-wise. And it's hard to think of a game that can squeeze more hours of fun out of even the measliest GPU than Slay the Spire. This deck-building roguelite is super easy to pick up and play, but the more runs you attempt, the more cards you pick up, and the more combinations you figure out, well, the richer the whole thing gets. The strategic possibilities are practically endless, and it makes Slay the Spire one of the ultimate just one more go kind of games. The series is going to be dealing us back in next year with Slay the Spire 2, so why don't you make sure you subscribe and ring the bell if you want to find out what's on the cards in the sequel. Before we get into the second half of these lo-fi games, what's a game you've been pretty surprised runs well on your devices? Don't worry, I'm not going to tell your boss what you're actually doing with your work laptop. Moving on. One of the things that made Among Us such a sensation is just how incredibly accessible it is with super straightforward gameplay and the ability to run on basically anything from your phone to your oldest, dustiest PC. But just in case you've been living under a particularly boring rock for the past several years, Among Us has you playing as the crew of a spaceship, with one player taking on the role of a deadly imposter. It takes up about 250 megabytes of storage, barely nothing at all, and its colourful 2D visuals don't even require a graphics card, so everyone could get in on the lying, murdering fun. Brilliant. Here's an absolute classic, because the OG Psychonauts is a cult classic for a reason. Well, a bunch of reasons actually, because this cartoon platformer's world of psychic secret agents and mind-hopping gymnasts is totally unique, and its sense of humour is wonderfully strange, and it just features some truly unforgettable levels. I mean, the Milkman conspiracy, anyone? Yeah, you know what I'm on about. Since it was released in 2005, pretty much any modern PC will run Psychonauts, with graphics cards on par with a GeForce 3 or a Radeon 8500 fitting in just nicely. If you encounter some unspeakably bizarre looking stuff while playing, that actually means the game is running precisely how they intended. Of course, Psychonauts 2 does give the whole thing the blockbuster treatment, with visuals that make the whole thing look like a particularly disturbed Pixar movie, so when you do happen to get some hardware upgrades, you can look forward to that one too. Like Nine Souls, Hollow Knight is a 2D Metroidvania with hand-drawn visuals that look absolutely sublime on any PC. An Nvidia GeForce 9800 GTX graphics card and 4 gigs of RAM are all you need to immerse yourself in this creepy, crawly world, which is filled with formidable bosses to fight and powerful skills to unlock, which are very helpful when you're dealing with said boss fights. Hollow Knight's main campaign alone will easily give you 30 hours of bug battling action, and that's before you consider all the side quests, as well as the 4 giant content packs that come built into the Voidheart edition. The follow-up, Hollow Knight Silksong, is set to come day 1 to Game Pass Ultimate as well, and will no doubt have even more vicious insects for you to cross swords with, so if you start sharpening your skills with the original now, you might even stand a chance. And yes, we're all waiting to hear when it's coming out. Don't bother. Thanks to its basic, blocky graphics, just about any PC can play Minecraft. I mean, it's even going to run on Windows 7. 7! Yeah, which is extremely cool, because once you've got the game up and running, you've got an effectively infinite sandbox to play in. You can build things, battle creepers, do whatever you like. The only limitations you'll face are the limits of your own imagination. You can play Minecraft in co-op as well, locally or online, meaning you can share your crafting ideas with all your mates. I mean, after all, what's Minecraft is your craft. I might forgive you for thinking that powerful emotional storytelling is only reserved for AAA titles with cinematic visuals and all sorts of technical wizardry, but you're just plain wrong, because you've clearly never played Celeste. While its pixel art graphics are extremely pretty, they are simple enough to run on even a non-gaming laptop's integrated graphics card, like the Intel HD Graphics 4000. And 2D platforming your way up its mountainous levels makes for a really great challenge with tons of replayability. And on top of all of that, the story Celeste tells about battling depression makes for a really powerful exploration of a really complex issue. It's just damn impressive stuff all round, to be honest. These days, The Sims 4 is totally free to play, meaning that getting this ever-popular sim up and running won't trouble your wallet or your PC. And from there, you're just free to do whatever you like. You can make a digital sim of yourself to see how your life might turn out. You can spend hours perfecting every aspect of your very own dream house, or just sit around tormenting some random sim like a vengeful god. That's pretty fun. There are loads of expansions available to jazz things up as well, so you could pick up the EA Play Edition that even comes with 2 of them. There's the Get to Work pack and the Toddler Stuff one, and that is available now on PC Game Pass. In fact, you've probably noticed, every game I've mentioned in this video, PC Game Pass. You're welcome. This video was brought to you by Fortnite, where Godzilla and Kong arrive in Battle Royale, and you can become the Colossal Titan yourself. Just get to a special portal first on the island and jump through it to become Godzilla. And trust us, you want to become Godzilla. Revealing player locations with Roar, sending players flying with a mighty stomp attack, and cooking them and their structures with the Heat Ray. Nice. Only one player can wield that power though. Luckily, the railgun has been unvaulted for extra firepower, and you can use the shield bubble for cover. Just grab Fortnite for free right now. Before we go, that tip that I promised earlier. All of these games I said are on PC Game Pass, and as such, you can actually use this quick tool on the Xbox app to check that you can run them effectively on your device. Just go to the game page, look underneath the game's title, and you'll see this little widget here which will tell you if your PC is going to play it nicely. Yeah, don't say I don't treat you. See you in the next one. Bye!